Imagine a world where uh, you can turn just a few clicks into thousands of dollars, not by, crafting these cinematic masterpieces or spending years honing some skill, but instead by embracing the absurd, the surreal, sometimes the outright bizarre. We're diving into this exploding trend, something our sources have actually dubbed AI Slop. We're talking shocking, often nonsensical videos, generated with really minimal effort, it seems. Yet they're remarkably effective at, well, raking in serious revenue on platforms like TikTok and YouTube.
It's pretty surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. You don't need film school. You don't need fancy equipment or a huge crew or even a script that makes, like, perfect sense. What you do need, apparently, is a good grasp of generative AI, maybe a dash of creativity, and a keen sense for what makes content go viral. So our mission today, we're going to try and pull apart this whole phenomenon, understand exactly what it is, why it's so strangely effective, how creators are actually monetizing it, and crucially, what potential pitfalls might lie on this surprisingly lucrative path. Okay, let's unpack this, because it's really changing how people think about content creation and even their income.
It's striking, really, how quickly a completely new category of content,
Yeah.
driven almost entirely by these rapid technological jumps, has found such a potent way to, well, virality and significant monetization. It fundamentally challenges our traditional notions of what quality even means, or effort in the creative sphere. It makes you ask if the old rules even apply anymore. And what's particularly interesting is that this isn't just some fringe thing, it's becoming a significant emerging economy.
Right. So as we started digging into the material for this deep dive, one of the first things that stood out was definitely that term, AI slop. So for you, our listener, what exactly is this AI slop we're talking about?
Well, our sources describe it as hyper-realistic, often nonsensical or visually jarring videos.
Hyper-realistic but nonsensical. That's the key combination.
Exactly. Think of something that looks almost real, a bustling street scene, maybe a familiar face, but then a seemingly normal cat might suddenly start delivering, I don't know, a profound philosophical monologue in the voice of some distinguished actor, all while juggling flaming fish, perhaps.
Or, yeah, a mundane object transforms into something completely out of a fever dream, defying physics.
Right, it's that uncanny valley thing where something looks almost human or real, but it's just off enough to be unsettling or intriguing. But here, it feels like it's weaponized for engagement, designed to make you pause, to make you question what you're even seeing.
And the creation process itself is, well, astonishingly fast.
Yeah.
Minimal human intervention required. Yeah, the sources say created in minutes, not manually edited frame by frame by a human, but automated, rapid, and entirely driven by, it seems, the pursuit of hype and algorithmic attention. The sources highlight specific AI tools making this possible. You might start with ChatGPT.
Not just for basic scripts, but for generating really bizarre, evocative prompts. Things that spark weird visual ideas like a squirrel operating a mini crane on the moon, that kind of thing.
Okay, wild. Then maybe 11 labs to take those prompts and craft voiceovers that sound remarkably human, complete with emotional inflections or distinct character voices with minimal input.
Exactly. And finally, these cutting-edge generative video tools like Sora or similar ones popping up, they take those prompts and voiceovers and rapidly synthesize visuals, bringing these wild, often surreal concepts to life, generating a coherent, short scene from just text, often with uncanny detail that really doesn't reflect how quick it was made.
It sounds almost too easy, right?
Yeah.
But the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Our source material shows creators earning thousands of dollars a month doing this. Some are even quitting their jobs to focus on it full-time, and then teaching others how to replicate their success. In fact, it's a trend significant enough that the Washington Post has even covered it.
And if we look at the broader picture, it profoundly underscores the democratizing power of generative AI. Or maybe disruptive is the better word. It's lowered the barrier to entry for content creation so dramatically that almost anyone with a computer and an internet connection can now be a creator in some sense.
Right, the traditional gatekeepers, the need for expensive gear, special skills, even a coherent story.
Yeah.
Suddenly sidestepped.
Which brings us to a really critical question. What does content creation even mean anymore? When the human input is so minimal and the output is often so jarringly fabricated, it really challenges our definition of artistry, of authorship. Is the creator the person typing the prompt, or the AI model itself? It's a fascinating shift, both philosophically and practically.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. How does something described as nonsensical or visually jarring actually succeed on a massive scale? What's the secret sauce here?
Well, the sources point to a couple of core draws for audiences.
Okay. First, is it just the element of shock and novelty? You know, as humans, we're wired for pattern recognition, and AI Slop seems designed to break those patterns.
Precisely. Imagine a familiar scene suddenly twisted into something utterly unexpected. It creates immediate cognitive dissonance. Your brain hits the brakes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
So AI Slop thrives by creating scenarios that defy logic,
Yeah.
instantly grabbing your attention in that car crash you can't look away from kind of way, but, without the actual tragedy. It's like the ultimate pattern interruption in a world where everyone's just scrolling endlessly.
And second, and this is crucial, it's about platform engagement.
Ah, the algorithm.
Exactly. Algorithms on TikTok, YouTube, they aren't judging artistry or depth. They're optimizing for behavior. Clicks, shares, comments, watch time. That's the currency.
So if an AI video, no matter how weird, makes you pause, comment, "What did I just watch?" or share it, the algorithm sees that as high engagement. It's a win for the platform's metrics.
Right. It's a system that prioritizes immediate interaction, often over critical thinking. And these creators exploit that brilliantly.
And then from the creator side, there's huge scalability, right?
Yeah.
Once you find a formula, a type of bizarre scenario, a character, a voice style, you can just churn out dozens of similar videos daily.
It's less about a unique masterpiece and more about flooding the zone with just enough novelty to consistently grab that fleeting attention.
This quantity over quality strategy, our sources clearly state it's something the algorithm tends to agree with.
Which has significant implications. It means the current setup of many big social platforms rewards a very specific type of interaction. High engagement, maybe low discernment, and AI Slop is perfectly built to deliver that. It's less about crafting something meaningful, more about pushing every button for instant reaction.
Wow. It really is striking how these videos manage to exploit that mix of our own human curiosity and the platform metrics.
It's a perfect storm, really. Humans are hardwired for novelty. We're drawn to the unexpected, the unusual. Combine that with algorithms designed purely for maximum interaction, getting you to stop scrolling, react, anything, and you get this powerful feedback loop.
So if it's surprising or makes you question reality, you engage more.
And that engagement is precisely what the platform wants and rewards, often prioritizing it over informational value or, frankly, quality. Looking at the wider context, this highlights a real shift in what's seen as valuable online. It's not necessarily depth or insight or artistry anymore. It's pure, unadulterated engagement, often driven by sheer surprise or shock. It's a race for attention, and AI is providing this perfect, if sometimes unsettling, vehicle.
All right, let's get practical for you, our listener. If someone were tempted to jump into this strange new world of AI slop, how exactly do they turn these bizarre videos into actual tangible income? Our sources lay out a pretty clear roadmap, and it's surprisingly diversified.
It really is.
First, it starts with those creation tools. As we discussed, combining things like ChatGPT for the wild prompts, then text-to-speech like 11 Labs for the voices, and generative video like Sora to visualize it all.
It's about mastering the workflow between these tools, perhaps more than the artistic output of any single one.
Right. Next, you need to post to fast-paced platforms. TikTok, YouTube Shorts prime territory, places that thrive on quick, surprising content.
Capturing attention in seconds.
Exactly. But it's not just posting, it's optimizing for engagement. So using catchy titles that hint at the absurdity, like "you won't believe what this AI cat just said." Leveraging trending audio snippets maybe, and those thumbnail previews that just scream, "click here for pure chaos."
Absolutely. Baiting the click effectively.
Okay, so once you get the views, the monetization channels kick in. Our sources detail several ways. First up, just plain ad revenue.
Right, joining the YouTube Partner Program or the TikTok Creator Fund. And the key here seems to be the sheer volume and unpredictable virality. It can get creators those monetization thresholds incredibly fast, generating significant income from ad impressions, even on super short, weird clips that cost almost nothing to make.
Then there's affiliate marketing.
Yeah, slipping in product shoutouts, maybe for the AI tools they use or niche gadgets related to the theme, or just random stuff, and promoting them with a link in the description.
It's pretty standard influencer tactics, just applied to this new form of content.
But then it gets maybe a bit meta. Once you're known as an AI slop expert, some move into creator coaching.
Yes, teaching others the quote-unquote secret formula for going viral, selling mini courses on prompt engineering, video workflow templates, even one-on-one coaching.
Monetizing the method itself. Okay, and finally, for those with a real following who dig the weird humor, merch or donations.
Think quirky t-shirts with recurring AI characters, maybe? Or using Patreon for direct fan support.
funding the next wave of digital absurdity, basically. It's a surprisingly diversified income stream, isn't it? For something starting with, well, relatively little human effort.
It's truly remarkable how adaptable creators have become, identifying and leveraging these new monetization avenues that AI has kind of unlocked. It's like a rapid iteration of the classic influencer model. But yeah, with generative AI doing so much of the heavy lifting.
So the creativity isn't just in the video, but in the strategy.
Precisely. It's in the strategic application of tools and the entrepreneurial hustle to package and sell the secret sauce.
Hmm.
Looking at the digital content economy, it does make you wonder, does this proliferation of low-effort, high-volume stuff dilute the market for high-quality, painstakingly made content? Or does it just expand the definition of what can be monetized, forcing everyone else to differentiate in new ways?
It's a shift from maybe traditional craftsmanship to algorithmic exploitation.
That's one way to put it, and it definitely impacts everyone in the creative space.
Now, for you, our listener, it's really important to understand it's not all just viral fame and easy money. Our sources point out some significant downsides and ethical gray areas we absolutely need to think about.
Definitely.
The first big risk seems to be a potential platform crackdown. Platforms might eventually clamp down hard on AI deepfakes or content they see as too low effort, especially if misinformation starts spreading through these channels or copyright becomes a huge mess with AI visuals.
And those policies are constantly evolving. It's a moving target. What's okay today might get you banned tomorrow.
Good point. Then there's audience fatigue. The novelty that makes AI slop engaging now, it could just wear thin, right? People might get tired of the constant absurdity. Virality is so fickle.
What's fresh and shocking today is old news next week.
Oh,
It leaves creators scrambling for the next gimmick.
and another big one, the ethical gray area. Where's the line between harmless, surreal fun and content that misleads, confuses, or even spreads disinformation?
That hyper-realistic nature makes the line incredibly blurry. An AI scene could easily be mistaken for real or used to manipulate perceptions.
Yeah, that's worrying. Finally, they mentioned creator burnout. It seems low effort to generate the videos, but the pressure to constantly stay ahead, churn out new stuff for the algorithm, that sounds exhausting.
It can be incredibly demanding. Creators can find themselves in this relentless cycle just to maintain views and income. Burnout seems almost inevitable for many.
So yeah, low entry barrier, but the road ahead isn't necessarily smooth. Lots of challenges.
And considering the broader context, these pitfalls really highlight this inherent tension between rapid tech advancement, platform responsibility or lack thereof, and the long-term health of our information ecosystem.
You mean the platform's invisible hand, pushing engagement even if the content skirts ethical lines.
Exactly. In its pursuit of metrics, it can inadvertently promote a race to the bottom, quality-wise. And one key observation here is the pressure this puts back on creators. Constant innovation just to stay relevant, often at the expense of their own well-being or content integrity.
Which makes you ask about long-term sustainability.
Right. For the creators and for the platforms hosting it, are we building an attention economy that's ultimately self-devouring, just consuming novelty at an unsustainable pace?
So there you have it, the strange, lucrative, slightly concerning world of AI slop. It's clearly not about polished storytelling or, award-winning cinematography. It's about speed, surprise, and skillfully riding that wave of novelty and algorithmic preference. For creators ready to embrace the bizarre and take a calculated risk, it undeniably offers this incredibly low barrier access to income. And even, as we saw, a path to teaching others how to do it. Just remember the key takeaways for anyone thinking about this space. Sustainability, ethics, adaptability. They seem paramount.
They really are. The digital landscape is always changing. What works today might absolutely not work tomorrow.
Good point.
Ultimately, I think this deep dive shows us something interesting. While you might chase those viral views with AI slop, get that rapid monetization, the real lasting value could very well be in what you manage to build after the algorithm inevitably gets bored of your latest AI meme. It forces us to consider the profound difference between just fleeting attention and truly lasting impact in this increasingly crowded digital age.
So is it about building a brand around the novelty itself or developing something deeper, more resilient that can adapt when the next trend hits?
That's the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? Definitely something worth pondering.